Nityanandam, everybody, it's Priscilla. Welcome back to my channel. So I want to take it back to one of the topics I started my channel with in the very beginning, which is vegetarianism. Why am I vegetarian? Why you should go vegetarian? And I wanted to just talk about the number one reason, which I think is so vital, why human beings need to go vegetarian or vegan, that is least talked about, and that is climate change. Actually, if you care about the planet, if you care about climate change, if you call yourself a scientist, if you call yourself somebody that's green, that cares about the planet, if you're an environmentalist, then you are vegetarian or vegan, and if you're not, then you cannot call yourself those things. This may sound harsh to you, but it's not even just extreme, it's just extremely accurate, is that the number one contributor to climate change is animal agriculture. Yes, I know a lot of people don't know this. Some people think it's transportation, some people think it's CO2 emissions. No, it's actually animal agriculture, meaning raising animals for livestock, for eating, for consuming, and for their byproducts, which is cows, sheep, pigs, and most of this comes from cows. One, because of the beef industry, two, because of how big the dairy industry is. And all of this overproduction of animals is not only in themselves, they contribute to the emissions, which is the animals themselves, actually because of the gases they release a lot of methane into the atmosphere, which is actually more deadly to the ozone and to the climate change than CO2 is per part per million, right? So these massive production of cows, which it's completely out of balance with how nature would be, right? Normally there would be cows existing, but they would be, here and there wandering around, while we're producing them in the millions just to slaughter them, which is creating a huge burst of methane into the atmosphere, which is destroying the environment, right? Creating massive amounts of heat in the atmosphere. And then it's easy to think that, to think of your car, to think of the car you're driving, to think of taking the bus, to think of recycling your plastic bottles, because it's become a norm in society, and only because of that people are doing it. I think a lot of times we fool ourselves in thinking we're doing so much, but really it's only because everybody else is already doing it. Green packaging, not using plastic bottles, that's just a common thing now. It's not like we should be giving ourselves a pat on the back for doing those things. It's kind of a thing of the past to even go reverse with those actions. But diet is something that people refuse to look at. They're so emotionally connected to it, and so in the habit of doing things a certain way, whether it's because of cultural reasons, physical attachments, emotion, whatever it is, food controls our lives. It literally does. It's controlling the entire planet. It's running the planet, and it's destroying the planet simultaneously. And people don't want to look at this. They don't want to say, I'm taking a shorter shower, but actually that hamburger I just ate made my shorter shower insignificant for about 64 weeks. Yes, that's actually true. You eating one hamburger is equivalent to filling a bathtub 64 times. That's how much water, just water alone, it wastes. Just one meal eating a hamburger. Why? Because the water the animal consumes, then not to mention the land the animal consumes, the methane produced from that animal, toxins that are going into your body in the atmosphere, and countless other reasons. So environmental reasons was one of the main, if not the main reason I went vegetarian originally, along with spiritual reasons, which I've touched on in my old video. But I just wanted to get into a little bit of the environmental impact. And if you actually want to make an impact, if you are one of these people that feels called to protect this planet, to help create a conscious world, is cutting meat out of your diet is the most and almost only significant step you need to take to make a significant impact. So thank you guys so much for listening, and please let me know what you thought about this video. And just so you know, a lot of what I'm referencing is mostly from Cowspiracy. It's an amazing documentary. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. And by the way, it's not one of these just animal slaughter videos, nothing like this. It actually doesn't play on the emotions of animal lovers or anything. It's very scientific, all about the impact of animal consumption on the planet. And so if you guys want to check that out, I highly recommend it. I'll link it below. But thank you guys so much for listening, and I'll get back to you very soon. I'll respond to all your comments below. Okay? Thank you guys. Nityanandam.